Recently, I came across this quote by Muhammad Ali, which he said, "I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was." You see, I had been trying to make money online with my coaching business for the last year. One of my main goals was to leave my 9 to 5 job, create a massive impact, and have time and location freedom. As I thought about it, I decided to make it more concrete, like make 5 to 10K with my online coaching business. I started consuming like tons of videos, taking massive action every day, but nothing felt right, and I didn't see any progress. Then a realization occurred to me. Maybe I just wasn't seeing the right opportunities because I wasn't aligning with the version of me who already had what I wanted. Something about me needed to change. I tried everything: morning routines, affirmations, hypnosis, no results, right? You see, I was never programmed to have my own business. I was originally programmed to be a corporate slave, a corporate 9 to 5 slave. So then I went into research mode. I checked out every single ancient culture, right? I did tons of research and I found that they all mentioned the art of becoming before receiving, like the Egyptians, the Stoics, and even in Vedic text that has been documented hundreds and hundreds of years ago from history, hundreds and thousands of years ago. They all believed that you had to embody the identity before the outer world could reflect it. Everything changed for me when I learned the art of acting like the version who already had what I wanted. I was able to quit my job, move to Miami, do 10K a month in fitness coaching within 30 days. I even coached people who've done over 20 million in direct sales. And spending time doing work I enjoyed and surrounding myself with people who actually get it, which is actually why I actually moved out here to Miami. Right, in this video, I'm going to share the 3 major shifts that allowed me to act like the person who already had what I wanted to scale to 10K a month. By the way, if you want this doc and you want to learn more about how to scale to 5 to 10K a month as an online fitness coach, I'm sharing this in my free community, link in the description, where you could just click the join button if you want. But anyways, first things first, I decided to reduce the importance to create flow, right? You see, putting myself on a pedestal for my goal actually did the opposite, right? Because back when I lived in Austin, Texas, I was actually at my parents' house and I wasn't profitable. I had no clients. I was creating endless content, just trying to force everything, and the world pushed away, right? I remember I was waking up at 4:30 a.m. in the morning, just forcing everything. Like I wanted that guarantee feeling, which actually repelled a lot of stuff. I was just obsessing over the results, which blocked the things that I actually wanted, right? This signaled to the universe that I wasn't ready because I just had that needy energy, right? Kind of like, if you talk to a girl and you just have this needy energy, like, oh, I want to go on a date with this girl. Oh, that girl has to like me. Then it's just, you feel that energy, right? But when you just go out there, when you don't need anything, you start attracting instead, right? So I needed to remove this needy energy that I needed that thing because it just signaled that I wasn't ready. It signaled that I wasn't confident in myself internally, right? So instead, what I did was I acted like I had already achieved it. I moved out here to Miami. Literally, I'm here in Miami, my dream city. I've always wanted to live here, right? And at that time, I was like, oh, I could only move here if I make a certain amount of money. I could only do this if I do XYZ, which is just needy energy that you don't need, right? So I moved out here with only 5K in the savings, with calm internal confidence. I didn't have my own place to stay, so I actually slept at my client's place for the first 3 days because I got him good results. He stayed out here by Winewood area, which is like about like, you know, like a 15-minute drive from here. Keep in mind, I didn't even take my car here. So, it was just like full belief. I just acted in alignment with the stuff that I wanted to achieve as if I already did it, right? So I started operating as if someone who had already had everything aligned. I, always wanted to experience that fancy restaurant. I went there without like really stressing, just because I knew, like, I just somehow knew, I had this feeling that I hope my business was gonna generate money, right? I even invested in one of the most expensive programs, even when I didn't have the money. I remember I created a credit card, um, and I literally swiped my credit card, and like my credit card maxed out. So like I wouldn't even have money to pay for my Airbnb for the next month if I didn't make it happen. But there was just this feeling where I just knew it already happened, right? It's such a strange feeling, but it's something that you like need to internalize. It's like jumping into that timeline. There's multiple timelines, and there's just jumping into it with full confidence and full clarity, right? Really just operating on it. And the thing is, it's actually backed up by modern psychology, right? It's called the law of reverse effect, right? The more you need the results, the harder it actually becomes to get it, right? A lot of people, when you, like for example, when people go to the gym, like they want to get a six pack, right? They're so needy for it. But even back in the day when I went to the gym, I just enjoyed the process. I knew if I kept on showing up, I knew if I kept on going to the gym, if I embodied the version of me who was gonna get in shape, then it just happened naturally, right? And it's the same thing that happens. Like literally, like um, last video, I was in a different Airbnb. Right now, I'm in a completely different Airbnb. I wanted to get this one because, as you could see, like you get the whole city view of Miami, right? So I just embodied that version of me and acted in alignment. So the next thing I want to talk about is outer intention versus inner intention. This is the second thing, right? So forcing equals inner intention, right? Aligning equals outer intention, right? So I embraced uncertainty, allowing me to jump into the timeline I already wanted to live, right? You could only imagine, like I remember, like since I didn't bring my car, I didn't have a proper strategy for my business. I didn't have a place to like live properly within the first few days. It was just so much uncertainty, right? But that's just jumping into that feeling, like really living as if I had already achieved that thing I wanted, allowed me to actually become it, allowed me to embody it, right? I left my 9 to 5 job, right? At that time, I was doing soccer coaching. I was doing all this different stuff, right? I was doing, in my past, I was doing like personal training. Um, before I was going to college, I was doing lifeguarding, all that stuff, right? So there was this security that I was doing, that I had, right? But I just embraced it. I acted as if I was that online coach who was making 10K per month. And that's when doors opened and opportunities arise for me to like replace my actual job, right? And I'm so grateful because like if I didn't make those decisions if I didn't decide that I was already going to embody this person, if I didn't have this calm confidence feeling that I was going to be able to do it, then I would never be able to be here. Like certain decisions, like I remember I was doing like soccer coaching, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty fun job, but at the same time, I did not like it because I was just constrained to, working for somebody which I didn't want to do. There were some times where it was like genuinely fun because it's like soccer, it's sports. But at the same time, like that's not the life I wanted to live. Like I wanted to be anywhere, right? I didn't want to have a boss. There were certain times where I didn't like the job, so it just it didn't align with the reality that I wanted, right? And I wasn't making enough money. I wasn't making too much money. So I just left, being like with calm confidence, like I know I could make that money. And then high ticket clients started coming as soon as I like started detaching from the outcome. Like when I was living in Austin, Texas, I was so in need for a high ticket client that I actually didn't get it. But once I moved out here, I started investing in certain things. I started acting in alignment with the 10K version of myself. I started making money, like, and I've got like tons and tons of clients in through the door, right? As you can see right here. So results started coming in, right? So the third thing that I want to talk about is the mirror principle. So you see, reality is like a mirror. It reflects your internal state, but with a delay. You don't smile after the mirror smiles back at you, right? So you see, I started to create content as if I already had online clients. And then the right ones started reaching out to me. I didn't become needy, right? I remember I was even needy. There was times where I was like, oh, I need to get this client. I need to close this client. I need to make this money. But I was like, I just started attracting the right clients, right? Like if people weren't a good fit, I was like, okay, like I'm just not going to work with them because I just started attracting the right people, the people who were ready to go all in, the people who actually did end up getting results because they had this characteristic about them too, right? So the right people started to align with me, right? And then once the thoughts aligned with the income I wanted to make, the mirror started to reflect back, right? Kind of like, you know, when you like tune into the right type of radio station, right? That's what it was like. And I just started to attract that into my reality. Then I achieved the outcome I wanted, right? Once I embodied the 10K version of me, results came fast, right? So it's just insane. I really want to make this video to really dial this down, right? Like when you embody the version and the identity that you want, it's it allows the timeline to collapse. Like, did you guys know? I'm sure you guys know who Kobe Bryant is, right? He had this identity um, in the whole Mamba mentality arc, right? So Kobe performed the best when he had this Mamba mentality phase, which was actually an identity that he created for himself, which allowed him to become really good and allowed him to like excel in his career, right? So there's a lot of great people inside of history that have done this. Like for example, even emperors. Like if you guys know who Alexander the Great is, all these people, they had certain identities that allowed them to become who they wanted to be. They acted in alignment. They started taking action in alignment. So me doing the same thing to make 10K per month, reducing the importance and things of that nature allowed me to get here. So if you guys want to learn how to do the same, I've got a free community where I share the exact steps on actually how I did it more in detail. It's link in the description. And then also I did want to mention I have 10 spots open for one-on-one personalized with me. Only if you're serious about hitting 5 to 10K per month as an online fitness coach. Keep in mind, first come, first serve. So for that, you could go ahead and book a call in the second link in the description down below if you want, right? But the biggest lesson I learned, honestly, is not to wait for the results, right? You want to become that version that you want to live, right? You want to become that type of coach. You want to start acting like it. And then the shift happens, right? So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I mean, we've gotten tons of people results inside my community. Like if I show you guys right here, as you could see, like so much people have gotten results. As you can see, like 8 people are already requesting. We've already grown it to 197 members. As you can see, Caleb got 6 clients within a month. Arya made 30K cash collected, and people are just winning. So yeah, if you guys want it, down in the description, book a call if you guys want to scale to 5 to 10K per month as an online fitness coach. And I'll see you guys in the next video.